You cannot live with fear. You have to eliminate that and just have no fear and do the things that's necessary to defend our country. My name is Aaron Irby, and the way I got this name, the doctor who delivered me was in Florence, France, revising a medic attack, and returned home 2 days prior to my birth, and he named me, and he named me after the Aryan River. Before Vietnam, I traveled very little, and I traveled by mule and buggy, horse, buggy, wagon. Hadn't traveled very far. Before Vietnam, the longest distance I'd had was no doubt 50 miles away, which is Selma. When I learned that I was going to Vietnam, I was very excited about it. I had gone to school, flight training, I'd learned to fight. While flying in Vietnam, I was like young people are today. I was very young. I had absolutely no fear of death. I was shot down, hung in a rubber tree overnight. When I was shot down over the Ho Chi Minh Trail, I had absolutely no fear of death. I can see the enemies. I hung in a rubber tree overnight. I can see the enemies walking through all night long, and they was afraid to look up. They were clearing the ground just because of the personnel mines we had out there. And if you step on one of those mines, they're very hard to see. They were tiny. Talking about the survivor in Vietnam, how we ate the bugs. I didn't eat the green, real live bugs, but I did eat them chocolate covered. The Vietnamese from time to time would take the bugs, and they told us that the left wing were poison. They'll take the bug, pull the wing off of him, throw him in the mouth, crunching on him while the bug trying to get out of their mouth. They'll start eating them. Now, I didn't eat those, but I did eat a lot of bugs over there. They prepared them in different ways. And I was in a Vietnamese restaurant one night eating one of what I thought was my finest cuisine. And it was all cooked up there. We're eating it. Shortly into the meal, I asked her, what was it? And she couldn't tell me what it was in my language, so it wasn't long. A rat ran through, 14 inches long at least, and that's without its tail. And she pointed to the rat and then back to the meal and said, yeah, same. So that's what I was eating, rat. And it was good, no use in stopping there. What would be the need to stop then? The one thing in Vietnam we learned, those people were by war as we are by peace. They were born and raised in war, so they didn't have a clue as to what it was like to live in a peaceful society. And I was happy to get back home, but I stayed home 6 months, and that's when I returned to Vietnam. I was concerned about the people there as well as the people here, but it was different. It was different. When I returned home from Vietnam, it was a lot of difference here than when I left going over there. At that point, Jimi Hendrix and the Rock Festival was very, very popular. They did welcome us back home from Vietnam, but it was a different frame of mind when I returned home. While stationed in Vietnam, it gave me a different perspective of humankind and the whole world. It reshaped my life, and it is no doubt the reason I'm able to live here on County Road 29 at Alberta, Alabama, where I started, is because of Vietnam. It give me the ability to learn how to survive, how to take what I have and make what I need. And that statement is as true today as it was then. Our generations today can take what they have, and whatever it is they need, they can make that. I like to say to the young Americans today is have no fear about war. We have got to continue to defend our country in order to enjoy the freedom that we're enjoying, and I just hate to know that we have people in this country who will run to keep from fighting for this country. We've got to fight for our country. And there are those who say we shouldn't go to war, and I'm not supporting war, but there are times what we're doing is very necessary to defend ourselves. If we allow other countries to take over small countries, eventually we are going to become a minority because they are the controlling. They're dictators, and we wouldn't then have a choice.